If you ever felt rejected by your specific person, my friend, this is actually because you have unconsciously rejected them by yourself. And if you do what I will share with you in this video, you put yourself in a position in which you can effortlessly attract them back to yourself because you have learned your lesson and now it's normal for them to be attracted back to you. That being the case, if this is something interesting for you, stay with me until the end of the video because we'll discuss how the law of assumption works. We'll discuss how the concept of other people are you pushed out works and how to apply that specifically for your case to get your specific person who rejected you at being attracted back to you again. Now, let's directly begin with the video. Hey there, my friend. I'm Daniel from the channel Soulful Relationships. And in this video, I actually want to explain to you how I apply the concept that Neville teaches about that other people are actually us pushed out. Other people in your life are yourself pushed out, your unconscious mind pushed out. How you can apply that concept to, and I'll also share with you a story of how I applied it in my life, and then show you exactly what you need to do to apply it to yours. So here is the situation that I experienced. It's like we're chatting with my specific person, and it was really fun, really exciting chat. It was a nice situation, and at some point it was like late in the evening, and so I was eating something like late in the evening, like 11 p.m. at 11 p.m. at night, and so she was expressing care towards me, and she was like, "It's not a good idea to eat that late. You know that you shouldn't do it." And I was like, I at this stage I made fun of the situation by telling her, "Okay, mom, thank you for thank you for letting me know." And this triggered her a lot. Now, what is the significance of that and why I'm sharing it? Well, the interesting part of that is that I know that I have this limiting belief within myself that I'm working with and I am letting go. And this belief is that I am afraid that other people are ridiculing me and not taking me seriously. And now it was me who was rejecting my specific person in this chat and like having the same attitude of which I am afraid that other people might have towards me. And at this moment, actually, once I said that, she closed off, and she completely closed off emotionally. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here? I wasn't able to comprehend it in the beginning, but then I felt a negative reaction towards her response. And I was like, okay, so if this is the case, well, then maybe I have some form of attachment that I need to let go of. And since like relationships are here to help us grow, and I was like, okay, maybe some form of limiting belief has been triggered in me. And I started investigating my feelings and my thoughts. And I remember this concept of Neville. And like again, he said, other people are you pushed out. So the way other people react towards you is the way you're afraid you don't want to be treated, as happens in my case. I'm working with this fear that I'm afraid that other people might be ridiculing me and not taking me seriously. And in this case, I was the one who had that attitude, and so she closed off immediately. And I didn't have respect to her, like to this intrinsic quality part of her being, which is care, which is part of the expression of her femininity. So long story short, like I felt rejected by her when she turned off. And like I could have perceived as if she did something wrong. But then eventually I took responsibility because I understood that I am the one who wasn't feeling well. So maybe I am the one responsible. And then by taking responsibility of my own feelings, I saw how it was me who rejected her in this situation. I rejected her by not having respect to a quality that feels so authentic to her at this stage, like being caring for the important people in her life. And so by rejecting her, I was rejecting myself. And so I want you to contemplate for a moment, my friend. If your specific person has rejected you in your life, I want you to just go a little deeper this time. Ask yourself, is it possible that you might have unconsciously rejected your specific person or like rejected some part of their authenticity that feels really in alignment with their own being? And by you not having respect to that part of them, They have just reflected rejecting you back, but it was you who rejected them in the first place. So do you think something like that is possible in your life, in your case, in your situation now? Because if it is, then do you think it's possible that it's your responsibility to become aware of how you feel and let go of your attachment to feeling rejected so that you can take responsibility of your feelings and then attract your specific person back to them? So now back to the story. Here is how it unfolded. Eventually, I took responsibility for my own feelings. I said to her what I realized from all of that, and like it even gave me the idea for this beautiful video. So at the end of it, it was like, okay, we became, not only she became attracted to me again, but it was like we became more intimately emotionally connected to one another because we now have greater respect for one another. Because it's like, instead of me being assuming the role of the victim who is rejected, I took responsibility that I might have been the one who rejected her in the first place. And so can you see how this concept that Neville shares about other people are you pushed out works? So when you feel that your specific person have rejected you, he's reflecting back to you your own attitude of rejecting them unconsciously. So I want you to contemplate here for a moment, and I'll get to the practice again in like a minute or something. What are the parts of your specific person that you might have rejected unconsciously? Unconsciously means that it's not that it was your intention to reject them. It was an unconscious behavioral pattern that was like supporting a limiting belief system that you have. So what is it that you are afraid other people might know about you, or like your specific person might know about you, and that's why you're unconsciously judging it within them, and you're having this like attitude that is being rejecting of their own authenticity, of their like own, of their best possible, of their most positive qualities and character traits. Because here is what happens, like we always have the choice in our inner assumptions to either be aware of and like focus our awareness and recognize the positive in others, or we have the option to unconsciously focus on the negative and try to change it or shift it. So, and of course, if we focus on the negative in others, this means that we are not taking responsibility for our own inwards negativity, for our own limiting belief systems and fears and traumas. But when we focus on the positive in others, then we are the ones who are taking responsibility, who are being in the driver's seat of our own life. So then being rejected by your specific person isn't something that is possible. It's like it becomes impossible, because you know that anytime you feel rejected, it is because you have rejected them yourself, or you have rejected unconsciously something about yourself that you now project in your specific person, and again unconsciously you reject them within yourself, and their response to your unconscious rejection is that they're rejecting you back, and now you feel as if you're the one being rejected. Does it make sense? Can you see how this relates to the concept other people are you pushed out? And now let's take a moment just so that you understand this, accept this. And now, once you let that slip in your mind, here is what you need to do if you feel rejected by your specific person. You need to become aware of the lessons that both of you are learning. So you must see what both of you are learning from that situation. And I'll give you an example from the story that I shared, and like what it is that I was learning. So for me, it's like not ridiculing other people, because I don't want to be afraid of being ridiculed and not yet taken seriously, and then recognizing the positive qualities that other important people in my life are trying to develop within themselves, and they're trying to embody and like radiate. In her case, care. She's trying to become more feminine. It's like it's something important for her. And instead of me recognizing the moments when she's not, I could focus on when she is. So this is my part of the lesson. Her part of the lesson, it's like when you see the part of the when you see what your specific person is learning from a situation like that, you'll be able to forgive yourself for judging the situation that they have rejected you, and then you'll be able to take responsibility. That's why it's important to also see what they might be learning. So in her case, I know that she's a little afraid that other people might not appreciate her care and might not really might not take it seriously, and they might not hear out what she really means. And I know that this is a fear which she harbors, and by this situation, she's being able to let go of her feelings. But now this is her responsibility. And I can just see that and feel compassion towards the situation. Because if I see that, then I'm able to let go of my judgment, focus my awareness on what I was able to learn from that situation, let go of my feelings, and then the situation automatically resolves itself, so that by by forgiving myself and by by apologizing for my reaction, because now I take responsibility for it, the attraction is already there. Like, since the rejection is let go of already, what happens is that your specific person will naturally get attracted to you. So this is exactly what you need to do. And it's actually quite interesting, because earlier today I also had a chat, a discussion with a subscriber of the channel. Like, we were chatting on Zoom. By the way, if you want us to connect and talk about investigate limiting beliefs, if you want to attract more conscious and uplifting people in your life, you can check out the 3 phases, the training that you see in the comments below. Watch it, and if you go through it, then you can schedule a free discovery call in which we can connect and talk about a situation in your life. So if this is something that you might find exciting, check out the training, watch it. It's 2 hours long. It will be really valuable. And after it, you can schedule a call with me if you want to. So anyways, back to this story. Today I was having a conversation with a subscriber from the channel, and she had a similar story. Like, she had a story that her specific person broke up with her, even though they were in a relationship, and she had really inspiring plans for both of them together. And so her specific person told her that your love and your caring attitude is enough for me in the relationship. And now the subscriber that I talked to, she had the belief that I need to be financially stable first to be able to be loved. And so this limiting belief is what was staying in the way of her specific person loving her back. So it's the same thing. Like, she was unconsciously rejecting her specific person because she was attached to that belief system and trying to protect herself from it, and first become financially stable to be able to experience love, which those things are completely not connected with one another. But since she had that belief, and since that belief was not in alignment with her specific person's vision of a romantic relationship, which his vision was that her caring and loving attitude and her kindness are more than enough for their relationship, and she doesn't need to do anything more. Of course she can work for development in her professional life and career, but this doesn't have to inhibit her ability to be loved. And so her specific person let her know of that, but since she had a belief system which is contradictory to his vision, they eventually broke up. And now that she's taking responsibility for that belief system, it's inevitable that in a couple of weeks or a month, he'll naturally become attracted to her again. Because this is what happens when we commit to learning from our relationships, to treating our relationships as a spiritual path. Then, my friend, they become stable, they become secure, they become like love is already there. It's not something that is missing, because by consistently learning from everything that you're experiencing, then you're able to see the intrinsic love in every single situation. You're able to integrate it within yourself, and even though a situation might not look loving on the surface, you're able to see the love deep inside of it, which is hidden deep inside of it. But you can only see that when you learn your lesson. So when you learn your lesson, you let go of the resistance, the blocks to that love, and by letting go of the blocks to that love is already there. So your specific person is already attracted to you. But again, my friend, the only way to experience that is to commit to learning from your relationships. And if you need help with that, check out the free 3 phases training. Because in this training, you'll find out what are the 3 phases you pass through until you put yourself in a position in which you're only surrounded by people who support and lift you up, and who are conscious, and with whom you have meaningful relationships. And if you're surrounded by people like that, my friend, it's so much easier to then have a loving romantic relationship with somebody whom you choose, because of course they need to be in alignment with your vision. But in this training, you understand the 3 phases that you go through, and you'll be able to start going through them. And eventually, if you want, you can schedule a call with me so that we can connect more, like more intimately, and talk specifically for your situation. That being the case, my friend, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video to be helpful, comment down below, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to it, because my intention, my vision, my mission for this channel is to help you surround yourself by only conscious, uplifting, and meaningful relationships with everybody in your life. So with all the content I'll share here in this channel, this is where we are getting to. So if this is important for you, subscribe, and I would love to see you around. Thank you so much again for watching again. Thank you so much for watching again. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I love you so much. See you in the next video. Bye bye.